This conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to welcome you to our 8th and final in our series of educational seminars on the design and application of networking for security applications. Throughout these seminars, we stress that our goal is to provide you with the tools to be able to evaluate and provide the most reliable and cost-effective solutions, reducing after-sales service calls, loss of profits, and most important, unhappy customers. Today, we're going to discuss the true cost of sales. To many of you, this may be limited to the cost of product itself. For a dealer, I buy at X and I sell at Y. The difference is in the profit between X and Y. For an equipment user, it's the cost of the product itself. Sadly, many times equipment purchases are solely made on price. Often, this actually results in higher costs when purchasing a product with a higher initial cost that leads to more after-sale service problems. Regardless of product cost alone, there are many other considerations in purchasing and determining the true cost of sales. So we're going to look at why are networks important. We're going to tell you what to be aware for evaluating products. The bottom line is profit and reliability, pre-sale services, during sale services, and post-sale services. In many ways, this seminar sums up the previous 7. So why are networks important? Well, as we've been stressing throughout these seminars, every component in the network contributes to the performance not only of the network itself, but of the performance of the connected products. So regardless of the specifications involved of the connected products, their actual performance is determined by their ability of going through the network. A camera may have a certain specification to it, but the way we evaluate the camera is on the basis of how we receive it and record it, and that's based on network performance. So all the components interact with each other. And each existing component, especially as we've been emphasizing, wire is an important part and a key to the total performance of the system. What should you be aware of? Well, quite often we will get phone calls and a customer will come to us and say, I need an extender, give me a part number. And this isn't really the right way to do it. Quite often we answer back and we say, well, tell us about your system. And they say, why? Just, I need an extender, I need a repeater, I need a power source for PoE. Just give me a part number. Well, that's not really the right way to do it. How do we know what it's interfacing to? If you tell us what your needs are, what your system is, we can provide a better product. The result is too often what happens is that without taking the components of the entire system into consideration, 90% plus of the time you're going to get the wrong component. And this is going to waste your time when you go out to install it. It doesn't work. It's going to lead to unhappy customers, etc. So when we talk about our design center, you are really a design center. And these are the components involved in your consideration before you ask for a product. So keeping in mind that the design of every one of your systems is totally unique. You cannot base it on some previous design that you've done. Cameras. What's the manufacturer and the model number? That's going to tell you a lot about the camera. It's going to tell you about the bandwidth the camera requires. It's going to tell you about the PoE that it requires. Keep in mind the things that are not on the spec sheet, but at least it's going to give you a guide. Are your cameras configured in an IDF and MDF solution? If it is, keep in mind that every IDF is individual. So you first have to create a system for every IDF and then link the IDFs to the MDFs. What's the cable type? We spend a lot of time throughout these seminars stressing how important cable is, keeping in mind that the IP PoE specifications were done only around CAD cabling. And therefore, when we go to other types of cables such as coax, single pair, We have totally different parameters in their performance of the cable, yet they have to comply with the standards that were met and set for CAD cabling. We talked about fiber, and we talked about how SFPs being the primary method of transmitting fiber within our networks, that there are no standards except for the multi-source agreement. And we talked about how we have to look at it and how we have to interface and evaluate SFPs. Cable length, again, cable length is a part of the function of the cable itself. So once we determine what the cable is, how does the length of the cable and what we know that length to be affect the design? And then what's the POE source? Will the POE source, based on the manufacturer and model number, again, reading the specifications, and we spoke about how to read specifications from network switches, what's in it, what's not in it. Will it provide the adequate power? So once again, this may seem like a lot of information, but it's well worth it to take the time to evaluate it if you then want to go to a manufacturer and ascertain what product you need, or work with the manufacturer as you can in the case of Vigitron, for them to work with you to evaluate your system requirement and help you with a bill of materials. But you can see a lot more goes into it than just saying, I need an extender, give me a part number. So the problem that we get into is that you should never just ask a manufacturer for a model number. And I have to say this, I caution you against using a product from any manufacturer if they just come back to you and quote you that model number without asking those questions, because there is no way they can assure you that that model number is going to work for your application until they know that other information. So while they have their responsibilities as a manufacturer, you have the responsibilities for doing homework too. So what's behind the spec sheet? So here again, you've asked all the questions, you've ascertained what you need, and now you're going to go to the spec sheet. How detailed is the manufacturer's specifications? How were the manufacturer's specifications determined? And were they determined under real world conditions? Remember what we discussed here when we spoke about specifications. For example, we spoke about lying truthful specifications. Yes, my extender can go out, or my cable can go out this distance. But did they tell you about the performance of it? My cable, my extender can go out 6,000 feet, but it only yields 1 watt and 1 megabps. It's true, it will transmit PoE and bandwidth, but not to any extent that I could use it in any regular application. So what does the specification say, and what is it missing? My product is hardened. It can operate in minus 40 C to plus 75 C. But that's because one component within the product operates that way, or was it actually tested to that? And how was it tested? And to what standard was it tested? Which leads to the fact, is the manufacturer willing to discuss and provide you with specifications showing you the test results? And does the manufacturer have comprehensive network of knowledge of networks, or do they just specialize in one area? Do they understand the need of extenders, of PSE, of 60-watt cameras, or are they just a switch manufacturer that primarily makes data switches? And we spoke in great detail about the differences in performance between data switches and equipment that's designed particularly for our applications. So the bottom line is profit and reliability. One goes hand in hand. So another key factor is, who is the manufacturer you're dealing with? Your network's going to be around for a long time. Your supplier should be well established. In the networking environment, a lot of companies come and go. They're not around for a long time. Does the company you're dealing with have a track record? Because your company, or if you're an end user, are going to be dealing with that network for quite some time. You want to rest assured that in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you can call up and that manufacturer is still going to be around. Therefore, be cautious of garage shop operations. They might advertise that they have the latest and the greatest technology, but are they the latest and greatest company that has the staying power? So why is the warranty important? And what does the warranty tell you? Many people just look at the warranty and they look at the duration, and that's how they judge it. There's really a lot more behind the warranty. A warranty is actually an indication of the confidence the manufacturer has in their products. The shorter the warranty, the less confidence they have in long-term reliability. If you offer a service contract as a dealer, will the manufacturer be around for the length of the service contract in order to support you? What's the product failure rate? And is the manufacturer willing to discuss it with you? A lifetime warranty, and we have many manufacturers that say, we have a lifetime warranty. What does it mean? It means the life the product is in production. It only protects you as long as the product is in production. And it's probably an indication that the manufacturer is OEMing the product. Think of it this way. I'm buying a product from a manufacturer who claims a lifetime warranty. A week after I buy that product, the actual manufacturer that's providing it to the manufacturer I purchased it from goes out of business or stops production. Guess what? My warranty was 1 week because the manufacturer can no longer acquire that product. A manufacturer that protects you after product end of life provides time and protection. It can assure you of the same or an upgraded product as a replacement. Be aware of exceptions in the manufacturer's warranty and how it's stated, or that these exceptions only cover certain products. For example, I have a certain device that requires a certain power supply. The device, the main device, has a lifetime warranty, as I just described. But the power supply that powers it is only a year. Well, if I need that power supply to power that device, in a sense, my warranty is only good as the shortest period of the entire system. In that case, a year. Be careful of the warranty. Vigitron's warranty covers all of their products without exceptions, not only for production lifetime, but for 3 years after a product has gone end of life. So you are protected for an additional 3 years, and at no point would the warranty be less than 3 years, even if you purchased it the day the product went end of life. Let's talk about the various aspects of service, pre-sale service. Well, the biggest problem in pre-sales is the components that you acquire that make up your network. The network could consist of multiple products, switches, extenders, auxiliary mid-spans, all the things that we covered during these lectures. If I'm buying these network components from different sources, I'm opening myself up to finger pointing. When something doesn't work and I call the manufacturer of the product that I think isn't working, it's always going to be the other product's fault. And this is going to go back and forth with finger pointing. Maybe the components that you selected from different manufacturers for some reason are not compatible with each other. This is why Vigitron provides 250 products in the IP/PoE area, consisting of every single category of product in the network environment. Finger pointing is devastating. The customer system is down, it's not operational. From the dealer standpoint, you're probably not getting paid or losing profit with multiple service calls trying to figure out what's going on. And no manufacturer wants to take responsibility for the other manufacturer's product. Vigitron offers you the opportunity of buying everything from a single source and having that single source take responsibility for the entire network. Most important is our knowledge and our history. For over 9 years, we have worked with the leading manufacturers in the field of cameras, LED lighting, access control, wireless devices to do interoperative testing. And the interoperative testing is not to prove or confirm the specifications of their products, but rather to see how we can build products in a network environment to bring out the best of those products when they're connected. So we know all the little idiosyncrasies involved in their products. And as we explained, there are many variations within networking when it comes to bandwidth and PoE that have to be accounted for. But in doing that, we can provide you with bill of materials for network designs specific to your application. And that's the other point that's important. Networks are so unique to their applications that they can't be done with computer programs. They can't be done with drop-down menus. You have to have a human being involved. You have to question and go and get all the information that we previously spoke about in order to get the best and the most reliable design. And also, because we offer multiple products in every single category, many times we can offer more than one solution, and we will explain what those differences are. Most important, our design center services are offered free and without any obligation. During sales, well, you know what? We don't abandon, and that's another criteria. We don't abandon you once the sale is gone. If you're dealing with a small garage shop operation, they don't have the ability of supporting you. Many times, installers will get out at a job location and they've missed something. They've miscalculated cable lengths, etc. We always will stand behind you. One phone call, we will help you on site to ascertain the problem, and many times be able to either fix it or send you the appropriate equipment that needs to be so you can finish the installation in the most efficient, cost-effective manner. Post-sales, we're going to go right back to that warranty. Again, production lifetime plus 3 years. So this is what we mean when looking at the true cost of sale through the pre, during, and post sales. So let's review for a second what to look for in a supplier. And this is really a checklist, and I urge you that regardless of who you choose as your supplier, that you go down this checklist. How long has the manufacturer been in business? Same location, same management. That idea about same management is very critical. Companies are bought and sold. Management changes, priorities change. How committed is the manufacturer to the area where you're purchasing the product from? Has the manufacturer been focused on making network products? Does the manufacturer offer complete network solutions in multiple formats to avoid finger pointing and forcing you to select only a single product for your solution, even if that product isn't the best product? Does the manufacturer offer design center services? Are they staffed by real engineers? How close is the manufacturer's headquarters? Location, warehouse, technical support, domestic or foreign? Is the manufacturer willing to discuss how they determine their specifications? If they're not, what do the specifications actually mean? Do the specifications apply to real-world requirements when we talk about testing for bandwidth, PoE, wiring? Does the manufacturer charge extra for a warranty? Be aware that some manufacturers will say our warranty is X, but if you want more, here's your cost for Y. How is the manufacturer supporting their warranty? So if you use this as a guide and a checklist, please understand that evaluating the manufacturer and your source of purchasing is as important, if not more important, than the product itself. So once again, we discussed our design center services. And I'd like to take this time to personally thank everybody, not only for viewing this seminar, but for those of you who have viewed multiple seminars on this. I hope that you found the time valuable and that you will use this, and know that we will stand behind you. And if you have or need more information, we're here to answer your questions on product, design center, services, general questions on networking, and you can address all of those to support@vigitron.com, or you can contact me, Neil Heller, directly, and you can see my email address and my phone number. So once again, thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future.